I'm Logan Stark. I am the editor-in-chief, VP of media at Black Rifle Coffee Company, which basically means there's a whole bunch of stuff media-wise that happens, and I'm kind of the guy that walks it from it being a crazy idea to you seeing it on the internet, essentially, yeah. My favorite part of working at Black Rifle really just has to be the veteran integration into a business, really. Like we're at this track now where a lot of my time, energy, focus is just dedicated towards hiring veterans in general. And that's so rewarding to see people make this transition from an infantry background into a coffee company. It's the same thing that I was able to do that Evan provided for me. And facilitating other people being able to do that is by far above and beyond the most rewarding thing that I can possibly imagine as a profession in general. It's not really focused or centric on the amount of money you make or how many fucking pounds of coffee you're selling. It's just like we're teaching people to fish with coffee, kind of. That's what we're doing, and that's what I really enjoy. The physical part of getting a bow from Dudley is really awesome. What's way more valuable is like when that dude sits and he studies you and he teaches you, that bow could go away. That bow could get destroyed. But that knowledge that I get from John when it comes to my habits, my tendencies, my certain little tics that I have that I need to improve on, that is irreplaceable. And that's really more than getting a new bow. Yes. Is that thing fucking awesome? Yes. I love it. It was a dream of mine to be able to get that. But what is way more rewarding and more valuable is getting that one-on-one teaching time with John. And again, just like the veteran hiring stuff, like my intent is like I'm studying, I'm looking at that stuff, I'm taking pictures of it, I'm preparing for an article to write about it so that the other people who are interested in archery, specifically through Black Rifle Coffee, I can streamline that knowledge to them later down the line. And so it's really this knowledge pass off that it's so cool because it can exist across time. We have this ability through this shared hobby to vastly improve so many different elements of your life. Like we were talking about with John, it's like, well, there's the preparatory part, there's the discipline part, there's the study of the environment and the animals that you're with, and there's also the cooking part to it. Completing that full cycle is so interesting, and there's so much value for veterans specifically to learn all this stuff. And like spending 24, if you had to like put a price on 24 hours with John Dudley, like I don't know that you could do that. Like I'm sure some rich guy that has heard of John Dudley would pay close to $100,000 to be able to come have this 24-hour experience with John, like bar none. Like it's totally justifiable and just fun. Like it's just an epic experience on top of all the knowledge that you get taken away from it. Why would you not want to come do this? It's been on my bucket list for ever since I've known him, I guess. I guess the biggest takeaway is the little things really matter. It's the continued pursuit of mastering little tiny pieces that make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things, right? Like being able to look at what Dudley is actually teaching real time and being able to put that into my own form and format and take that. That's the biggest takeaway. Like the bow build was extremely cool and I get to pick my accent colors and all that stuff, but like listen to him teach that. I feel like that's what John was put on this planet to do, was to teach this stuff and to have this knowledge sharing capability of himself. And the amount of people that he has impacted through that specific trait, John's going to exist far into the future based off of what he's passed to the rest of the world. it's this discipline that's so much deeper than just shooting arrows. John's really honed this lifestyle, and being able to come and capture that and have that ability to pass it on is a pretty fucking awesome thing. I don't know, it seems pretty easy for me on the advice front. It's like, just shut the fuck up and listen. Like, acknowledge the fact that you're in the presence of greatness and just absorb everything that you can. And then real time put it into place. Because it's like, John's throwing all this stuff and he's very great at communicating it very easily. But then you're like, okay, I got to stack all this fucking knowledge on top of each other in the moment as I'm drawing back this fucking thing that has 75 pounds of tension in it, and I'm launching a projectile across the garage. It's a lot to stack on top of each other. Just like, be able to be in the moment with what the fuck you're doing. And then your checklist, your fucking checklist, your shooter's checklist. I think if I had one huge takeaway for somebody who's starting archery, develop your checklist. Your specific thing that you walk yourself down the line with how to shoot well, you have to have that. You have to develop it yourself. It has to be unique to you. And John is very good teaching that. When he talked about how to shoot, it's done in a list. It's steps. It's not like a circle, right? Be able to and willing to develop that and work within a list. It's not just like, be zen. You know, there's not just an overarching thing. It's all this other different steps stacked on top of each other. Be able, willing, and prepared to do that. I think that would be the biggest takeaway. And goddamn, my last thing that I want to offer to the world and the universe is just how beneficial I think archery is in general as a discipline to pursue, whether you're a veteran or not, or even you don't even want to hunt. Like, it really doesn't matter to me. I just think that you learn so much about yourself. You are capable of so much when you pick up this as a discipline. And hobbies are expensive. They're a lot of work, but this is a good one to pick up. I have so much more fulfillment in life by doing archery. Like, I'm so excited always to do this thing. It makes me a better human.